What's up, everyone? It's Scotty with MoneyVest. So today we are going to be talking about Tesla stock. So I wanted to break down the technicals behind Tesla. We're going to talk a little bit about the average cost basis for Tesla shareholders as well, and talk a little bit about the news catalyst and what's been going on with India and their manufacturing facility in India as well. So I hope you all enjoyed this video and find it helpful. Make sure that you drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it. And links to our Discord and Patreon is going to be down below. There is a 16% annual discount available till the end of this month. And you can access all the benefits, including Excel spreadsheets, members-only videos, and of course, the Discord access with the trade ideas and trade alerts also included. So link's going to be down below. And I also want to make an announcement that our brand new Psychology of Investing Money and Markets course is now finally here. I've put my heart and soul into this. This is, over 9 to 10 years worth of investing experience, reading many books, making every mistake possible. So it's literally a course teaching you how to master your mind and psychology when it comes to investing and trading. And you do get lifetime access to all future lectures as well. And you do get spreadsheets on personal finance, for budgeting, for financial planning. Everything is going to be included. So right now, the coupon code LAUNCH is going to give you 50% off. And we're also doing a Thanksgiving sale. Now, by the way, there's 4 courses. So fundamental analysis, technical analysis, options, and psychology. So, of course, every single one of them is going to be 50% off right now for Thanksgiving. And the coupon code is going to be Thanksgiving. So you can apply this across the website for any individual courses or for the bundle as well. And you will get up to 50 to 60% off, depending on whether it's an individual course or a bundle as well. So going over to Tesla first, the average cost basis right now among all Tesla shareholders is going to be $233 per share. That's where we are. And the market price, of course, is at $234. So we are literally right in the middle of the range. I would say 50% of investors are currently profitable versus 50% that are not currently profitable. So you can see the split between the average cost distribution among Tesla shareholders. So we're kind of like right in the middle. There's I think there's a little bit more majority up top. So there's a higher price sort of bias to the upside versus there is to the downside. But overall, I would say like we're dead center in between the cost basis for Tesla. Now, in terms of large-scale orders in the last 5 days, we have seen a significant amount of inflow overall on a net basis. We've seen 227 million here, 130 million, and almost 390 million. So this really just kind of cancels each other out. And on a net basis, we've still seen a positive inflow for Tesla over the last 5 days. Now, in the month of November, Tesla is up over 16%. So it has actually done really well. It's bounced back higher very nicely with the market, with the NASDAQ being up over, I think, 9% for the month of November. Just an insane number, almost 10% now. And the S&P 500 is up a little bit over 7.6% as well. So we have seen a very strong November, and that's kind of fitting well with the cyclicality of the market. And December is even better, or is supposed to be even better, because December is one of the best months in the markets, historically speaking. But going over to some of the other catalysts here, Elon Musk wants India to drop the electric vehicle import tariffs before he opens a factory there. And Narendra Modi may give him what he wants. So we've been talking about the India exposure for a very long time for Elon Musk and for Tesla. The biggest problem has been that for the longest time, India, and to this day, they still have, import, like the duty tax, import duty tax of over 100% for vehicles that are over $40,000, right? So 15% is going to be on, actually 70% is going to be for cars below $40,000 and 100% for those that are above that threshold. So basically, if you're buying a $50,000 Tesla and you're importing it to India, you're basically paying over $100,000, including taxes, which is an insane number, right? And not a lot of people, especially in India, can afford to buy a $100,000 vehicle when you include for taxes. So for that very reason, the market's not validated. For that very reason, we just don't know what the Tesla demand is going to look like if we were to drop the prices, let's say, to $40,000, $50,000. And I can see the point of view from both Elon and Modi. And Modi obviously wants what's best for the country, which is India. And he wants to create jobs. He wants to create the manufacturing facilities. But for Elon, it is obviously about validating the market first. Like, he wants to see if there's actual demand, and only then he can build that manufacturing facility to make sure that, okay, the cars are actually going to sell. Because even right now, infrastructure-wise, India is way behind compared to, let's say, China or US for that matter, or even most countries in Europe. We just don't have that electric vehicle infrastructure yet. There's charging stations, and there's obviously EVs that are being sold, but just the overall infrastructure of finding chargers on the go is not as great as, of course, compared to some of the other countries. So that for that very reason, I understand why Elon Musk wants to start a little bit slow, but it's going to be a huge market, right? So when you consider India as a market for EVs at a lower price point at, let's say, $25,000, $30,000, Tesla is going to literally crush all competition, and they're going to be able to scale to well over, I want to say like close to 4 to 5 million vehicles fairly quickly, right? This year, we're going to do close to 1.8 million for Tesla. And just may come shy of 2 million. And then next year, there's expectations that growth may slow down. But India, of course, has a very, very robust growth and a lot of opportunity in this particular space. One more thing I want to mention is that there will be more subsidies and more motivation for the government to actually push electric vehicles as well. Because let me tell you something. The pollution in New Delhi right now is out of control. It is literally in the severe territory. And when you look at the AQI index on the app, it is, I think, over 400. So between 0 and 500, 500 being like literally unlivable, to 0 being the best, it's over 400. And the pollution's only, unfortunately, getting worse with the smog, with all the pollution there's been with, of course, a lot of the combustion engine vehicles. So the push for electric vehicles, I think, is only going to accelerate moving forward in countries like India, and of course China's already up there with respect to transitioning from combustion engine or ICE vehicles over to EVs. Now, this right here is another sort of political, tweets and political post with, of course, Elon Musk endorsing an anti-Semitic post. So I don't want to get into too much of that, but there's definitely a sentimental value that I want to bring to the table that may affect Tesla stock on Monday because of all the comments that Elon Musk is saying. And look, that's kind of like the pros and cons of investing in a company that is run by both a genius and someone who's erratic and more volatile in their views. And that's actually one of the reasons why I do respect Elon as well, is because he's very direct. He's not going to hold back. He's speaking his mind. He's more towards the truth and honesty than having to be politically correct or dodging questions or, things like that. Things what politicians do. Like, he's not that kind of person. And for that reason, there may be agreements and disagreements, but one thing that we can all agree on is that you can respect the guy, right? You can respect the guy for coming out and speaking his mind. We may not agree with what he says, right? Or we may disagree or sometimes agree. Like, there's always going to be, conflict with whatever anyone says, right? You're not going to have everyone agree with you, but at the end of the day, you can still respect him, right? For saying what he says. So I think that's really what it comes down to. And there may be some sentimental value on that as well. But we'll see. I mean, right now, of course, the Tesla stock has had a very strong November, but we're also coming up to that resistance that we talked about. So there's going to be some lower highs and lower lows over here. So we are very much in the context of this downtrend still for Tesla. So we're not out of the woods yet. This right here is going to be that lower high and that lower low. And of course, we're coming up to that resistance at $240. That's going to be a very important threshold all the way up to this lower high to also watch at 253 for Tesla as well. This right here, of course, is going to be the area of supply or the resistance that we also need to watch for Tesla, because we've gotten rejected at 275 to as much as $300 multiple times for Tesla. We haven't really traded above 300 since September of last year. So it's been well over a year that Tesla has traded above $300 per share. I mean, the high for this candle was 280. So we got up as high as 280 and then we rolled right back down. In fact, we got up to as high as 299. So we haven't traded above 300 in over a year. So there's a very, very strong resistance here for Tesla, with a massive amount of support sitting right over there in the low 200s. And of course, we've seen a very nice bounce back higher in the month of November, pushing up over 16%. So that's where we are within the context of a downtrend. If we do get a nice breakout beyond this lower high, then the next resistance really is going to be at 267, 275. So in that 270 range, all the way up to as much as $300, because there's a lot of supply sitting at those prices. If we do get a breakout, I will be looking at selling some calls once we get up in this region. Once we get up over $300, I will be looking at selling some calls out to 350, 375. Those right there would be the strikes I would be looking at for selling some calls to hedge my position. So that's where we are. And again, my intrinsic value stays put at 136, and that doesn't mean that's not a price target. That's not a level that I'm expecting Tesla to come down to, but it's simply a fair value because right now I still do consider Tesla as an electric vehicle company and not very much of a tech company until proven otherwise. And once they can kind of exploit and take advantage of autonomous driving, robotics with Optimus, the Dojo supercomputing, solar energy, all those different businesses, once they start to take off, then I'll be a lot more confident that, okay, there is a tech element to the business. But right now, unfortunately, it is, for me, at least an EV company, and priced appropriately would be closer to 136 as the fair value. So hope you all enjoyed this video, found it helpful. Make sure that you drop a like. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Again, link to our Discord and Patreon is going to be down below. Don't forget, we do have the courses on sale, 50% off, coupon code Thanksgiving. This is the biggest sale of the year, and all individual courses and bundles are going to be 50 to 60% off. And again, the brand new course is also available, psychology. And this is the course that I'm most proud of all the ones that I've created. I've put in a lot of time and effort into this. So definitely do check them out. Link's going to be down below. As always, happy investing, and I will see you all in the next video.